Okay, nah, we'll get back to it. Am I streaming? Just need to make sure. Let me make sure. Test, test, test. My audio coming through? Test, test, one. Yep, it is. Alright, sweet. Cool. Alright, let's go. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to round 12 of the Pacific Open Tier 1 Championship, the final round here on Race Spec Esports. My name is KD1997. I will be commentating for the final round of the championship, and this time we are racing at the Autódromo José Carlos Pace for the Brazilian Grand Prix, which was open to Formula 1 in 1972, has been the one of the more prominent homes to Formula 1 in Brazil. It also is the most liked and well-respected racetrack in the modern Formula 1 calendar. The track consists of 15 turns, with a total of 2 DRS zones, one that leads down the main straight towards the center S's of turn 1 and 2, and then the other one down the back straightaway, the exit of turn 3 of Coverage de Sol, leading up towards turn number 4 of Descida de Lago. Drivers, though, will have to keep in mind as well of the elevation changes, of course, through the infield part of the racetrack of Sector 2. And then, of course, this track will be very close for qualifying as well, as I've seen, obviously, on numerous occasions and said on numerous occasions how close it can be here in Brazil. And obviously, with everyone knowing and loving this racetrack, well, for the most part, we could see a very good session, and I guarantee that's what we are going to get here tonight here in Sao Paulo. But we'll see how it all goes out. Of course, like I've said before, this is the final round, and some championships implications on the line here for this Open Tier 1. But before we go further forward into the session, there's just a little bit of news to go through first from the previous race at Miami. There were several incidents that were reported by the drivers, one of which was an incident involving Ryan Bell and Baggins that was reported as no further action by the stewards. Another one involving Baggins, Eagle, Midas, and Bags Liddell. That incident was also thrown as a NFA as well. Same with, excuse me, it's not same with that. The other incident, this is involving Combined and Big Al. Al would get a 5-second time penalty and a license point implicated to his name, which would demote him from 12th to 15th in the final results standings for him. Combined and Bags had an incident as well. That was reported as no further action. ACW and Plebs, this was an incident that was given... that was a penalty given to Plebs, a 5-second time penalty and a license point, which would demote Plebs from 9th to 11th place. So that's a little bit of a hurt in the Drivers' Championship for him, which we'll get to in a moment. The other incident involving Dutchy and ACW, that was a 5-second time penalty awarded to Dutchy, and in the final results, Dutchy would then be demoted from 4th to 8th place in the final results. It is technically, in some ways, a three-way fight for the lead of the Drivers' Championship. It's currently Sebastian Spicer. Oh, hello, that's a car off the road. That's very interesting. Anyway, Spicer, as I mentioned, is leading the Drivers' Championship with 200 points. He's got a 21-point margin between himself and Matt Plevy, who is currently on 179 points. So yeah, Matt Plevy would need a really good race and Spicer to really have a bit of a shocker, really, for him to win the Drivers' Championship. Dada is in third on 169 points. He's got a 31-point gap between him and Spicer. I think, though, because Spicer does have more race wins than Dada, I think he would basically... Actually, no, if you think about it, I did say three-way fight. It's more like two-way fight. just because now I think about the race wins. So, yeah, I think he's mathematically out. Even if it was the other way around, I think Dada, if he was tied with, like, let's say for the race wins with Spicer, maybe he would have been in the fight, but I don't think he is necessarily. Fourth is ACW on 147, followed by Grid Jokes in fifth on 131. T-Mac in sixth with 130. Seb in seventh with 84, followed by Levi with 76. Al with 74 points in ninth, along with the Polar Pepsi. Constructors Championship, Mercedes still lead the way on 347 points. I think they have a really good chance of clinching the Constructors standings as well. McLaren are in second on 300 points, followed by Ferrari in third on 248. Alpine are in fourth with 190, followed by Red Bull Racing with 160 points. AlphaTauri with 126. Aston Martin with 91. Alfa Romeo with 96, or 86, excuse me. Williams in ninth with 74, and Haas rounds it all off with 45 points. But that is it in terms of the news. Now we can get more into qualifying here. And we've got a lot of times on the board as well. Currently, Eagle sitting at the top with a 1 minute 7.961. Tentacle, I'm guessing that it. I don't think I've ever seen that name. He's done a 108 exactly. So there's a little time there. Well, by followed by Spicer with a 118 flat, and then Al with a 118.1, and Baggers with a 118.2. And that's now followed by Kiza with a 108.095. Also, I think I have this at miles an hour. I'm gonna make sure that I do not have that. There we go. Alright, cool. Let's just see who is out and about. I think Levi's about to start flying laps, so we'll run along with the Red Bull driver. Give you a little lap guide here at Sao Paulo as he makes his way down the main straightaway towards turn 1. Entry speed of 321 kilometers per hour. Through turn 1 and turn 2 of the center. It's back end stepping out just a little bit on the exit of turn 2. Round coverage and sole turn 3. Pretty much all flat out. Down the back straight, down the retro Posta. DRS wide open towards the seat of the Lago of turn 4. Braking just past 100 meter board. Down to 4th, up to 5th. A little bit wide on it. Exit there at turn 4. Up towards now turn 6 and 7 of Ferradura. A little bit of double apex right-handed corners. And then into the heavy braking zone of turn 8. And then into turn 9. A little bit of a slope-ish corner. Go down and then back up the corner. And then up towards Pico de Pato of turn 10. Down to 3rd. Find the traction as best you can. And then through Maguglia of turn 11. Flat out through the left-hander. Up towards the junction corner. Or the Jun Sao as it's called. Turn 12. It's a very important corner because that dictates the run you get towards the finish line. As he makes his way down towards the DRS zone. DRS now wide open. Up towards the line comes Levi Tiger Pants, and it's going to be a 108.6 for the Red Bull driver. That will put him at least 14th for now. As Prezzo has spun in the infield there. That is at turn 11, I believe that is, as Seb now goes to the top of the timing sheets with a 107.848. Very good lap time indeed there from Seb. He is amongst one of the quickest drivers, of course, on the grid. Speaking of a quick driver, here comes Al in the Alfa Romeo. Up towards now turns 1 and 2 of the center S's. Through turn 3, flat out, hogging the curb there of turn 3. Up towards now turn 4, down the retro Foster towards the Tito del Lago. Clock says he's up by 11 thousandths to the first sector timing. How about Baggers? He's coming right behind him as well in the Haas up towards turn 4. A little bit of implications there with traffic. He's down by 4/10. Oh, speaking of which, that's a lot of traffic as well from Al. He had to deal with 2 cars around that particular section. Hopefully that didn't necessarily impede him, but I definitely think that would have caused a little bit of a distraction, if I'm not mistaken, as he heads around turns 10 and then in turn 11 of Maguglia. Clock says for Al, he's up by nearly a 1/10 of a second to the middle sector. Around Jun Sao, up towards now the final few turns. These kind of are basically corners on the official track map, even though they're really insignificant. They're just all flat out kinks. Up towards now the main straight, crossing the line, and it's only P4 for Al with a 108.31. It's only good enough, 031. Good enough for 4th at least. Baggers goes back into the pit lane. Matt Plevy, meanwhile, is up by half a tenth to the middle sector. Currently sitting at ninth with a 108.3. He's just about 700 ahead of Farmer Sam as he makes his way now towards the main straightaway, towards the finish line, and it's going to be 7th fastest for Matt Plevy with a 108.192. Tentacle, meanwhile, goes to the top of the board now with a 107. Oh, I think I know exactly who this is, isn't it? It's Potsy, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Yeah. I remember now because he had a different name and he was also in a Williams too, so yeah. That might be the case. Alright, so Lindsay Dickel, the Alpha Tauri. I don't think I've ever seen this name before, if I recall some previous times. Down by a tenth to the first sector. Let's see here, grid jokes. Purple to the middle sector according to the track map. Yellow flags in sector 2 that I'm sure will be sorted out. As grid jokes makes his way towards the start finish line. Will cross the line to set a 108.2. Only good enough for 9th fastest at the moment. Farmer Sam about to get ready for a flying lap right as we speak. Crichton, our Pacific Tier 1 champion, if I recall. Not that he's been too familiar with that. Is right now out on track. Also very different to see him in an Aston Martin rather than a Mercedes. T-Mac, last week's race winner at Miami. He had a very solid race at Miami International Autodrome. See what he can do here in Sao Paulo as he makes his way up towards the final sector and then back onto the main straight. DRS will be open for the Alpine car, punking the inside as best he can to get as much shorter run to the line as possible. He goes only to 5th with a 107.992. That's only good enough, yeah, like I said, for 5th quickest. As Eagle goes back to the pit lane, that's his teammate, of course. Spicer has just improved on his time as well with a 107.910. See if Farmer Sam, meanwhile, he's got yellow flags in sector 2 at turn 4. Farmer Sam up towards the line. What will it be for him? It's only 8th. Very close qualifying, as I expect. About, let's see, about what? Maybe half a second, I think that is. Or a little over half a second. Separating about the top 15. Maybe about 7/10 if you want to be more exact. 7/10. Let's see here. Ladozzi heading up towards the final corner. ACW about to cross the line. Goes fastest overall with a 107.641. Very fast time indeed there by ACW. Nearly 2/10 clear of Potsy at the moment. Alright. Kiza going back into the pits. Well, he was trying to overtake the Alpine there in the pits as well. Funny enough. Warren out on an outlap. Ladozzi heading up towards the first sector. He's down by 16 thousandths to the first sector. Makes his way around turns 4 and 5. Up towards turns 6 and 7 that he goes. Braking, slight break, down to 5th. Revving the hell out of the car at the exit of turn 7. Then brakes hard into turn 8. Now into turn 9 of Pirino. Second gear, then short shifts up to 3rd on the exit. Up towards now turn 10 of Pico Tapata. Second gear again. Doesn't short shift this time. Just waits till the exit of the corner to get through. Fox says for Ladozzi, he's down by 81 thousandths. Crichton, meanwhile, has invalidated on his lap and also decides to do a little bit of skating as well. The exit of Jun Sao. One more. Oh, actually, no. Ladozzi has failed on the lap, so he'll go back into the pits. As Zach Warren goes for a massive spin there at turn 1. How on earth have you done that? There's rear lockups, and then there's what Zach Warren just did, as Al goes to 5th with a 107.952. 9 thousandths separating between himself and Eagle at the moment. 2 100ths, meanwhile, separate between Seb and Potsy. Let's see. Plev's up by 0.3 of a second. So he's looking like on a pretty decent lap. See how he fares here in the Ferrari up towards the line. Yep, it is fourth fastest for Matt Plevy of 107.895. He's now the third driver in that whole list that's in the 107.8s. And then there's ACW right now with a 107.641. Nearly less than 0.2 still ahead of Pozzi. Eagle, meanwhile, hasn't validated his lap time. Still got, quite a bit of time left on the clock, I think. That's Lindsay Dickel getting out to the way there. That's why there's yellow flags. Oh, hello. There's a full of Pepsi. There's the process. 3 minutes to go in qualifying here in Interlagos. As Apollo Pepsi, I think, has bailed on his lap. Zach Warren does not lock up into turn 1. He got through the first 3 corners without any sort of trouble. First sector, though, says he's down by 27 thousandths. But still can find something here. There's always time you can find in this middle part of the lap. That's where most of the time is made up here around Interlagos, is through this section. Oh, I think he might have overshot that corner just a little bit there of turn 8. That definitely looked like he overshot it. Now up towards turn 10, down to second. Up the gears. Hugs the inside of Maguglia. What does the clock say for Zach Warren? He has found some time, but not a lot. Apollo Pepsi, meanwhile, up by 32 thousandths of a second. As Pozzi now goes atop with a 107.425. He now is 0.2 clear of ACW at the moment. A very fast time indeed there from Pozzi, as Zach Warren has officially retired to the pits. Everyone else is coming out on track as well to get ready for their flying laps. I think Seb was just doing a preparation lap to get ready for what could be his final flying lap. As you can see as well on the telemetry, he is also low on fuel. So he needs to make the most out of it and not make a mistake. Here he goes through turns 1, 2, and 3. Up towards now down the back straight of down the Retroposta. Towards the seat of the log. The clock says he's up by nearly 1/10 of a second. Eagle, I think, is fouled on the lap. He will not go further forward on this lap at the moment. I think he'll have enough time, though, to try to go for another run. Or maybe, well, I'm not sure. With a minute left, that's a bit of a touch and go. As I think that's Kizza that has retired. ACW has just started a flying lap as well. Spicer, meanwhile, as Prezzo has left the session. Oh dear, not again with this. Ooh, hopefully he'll get back. Paul Pepsi has just invalidated the lap. Litosi has retired. Farmer Sam heading up towards turn 12. He's down, or no, sorry, he's up by 52 thousandths of a second as Gridjux is out about on a flying lap. Crichton is, meanwhile, is getting ready for a flying lap. ACW up by 27,000, step out to cross the line. He runs out of fuel as he crosses the line. He does not improve on the lap. He stays where he is. Spicer, meanwhile, purple to the middle sector for our championship leader. Will this be the perfect lap for Sebastian Spicer to knock off Pozzi of the front row? The answer is no. He stays where he is in third with a 107.840 ahead of Seb. ACW up by 27 thousandths to the middle sector. What will it be as he crosses the line? Is it enough? The answer is no. He actually lost time in that final sector. Meanwhile, Al hasn't validated the lap. T-Mac down by 15 thousandths as Farmer Sam has not improved on the lap at all. Gridjug's up by just over 1/10 of a second. Can he find anything here as he crosses the line? Answer is, well, yes. He's found about 1/10 and a half. Only goes 12th fastest. Al's time would have put him about 107.869. That would have put him ahead of Plevs. And I think Crichton's about to cross the line and goes 18th with a 110. What tire did he use? He was on the softs. Interesting, 110.4 from Crichton. Is he using like some sort of default setup? That's definitely not like what Crichton would be doing. Not at all. But anyway, Potsy's on pole position by 0.2 of a second to ACW with a 107.425. ACW though with a 107.641. Very good lap times by both, but yeah, Potsy's was just better in the equation. Spicer though in third, ahead of Seb by 0.008 of a second. Eagle ahead of behind Seb by 100th of a second. Then it's Plebs, Kaiser, Al Karuden, or Big Al, T-Mac, Farmer Sam with the 108 dead flats. Paul Pepsi, Grit Jokes, Vagus, Lindsay Dickel, Zach Warren, Levi, Ludozi, Croydon, and Frezza, who did not use that lap time at all, but also left the session because he had a bit of internet issues. But hopefully he'll be able to get back in the lobby. Yeah. Oh, we got also cloud. Sorry, no, we got rain in the race as well. I'm also just gonna do something here for Prezza real quick, cause yeah, he just wants me to flick him an invite, which I have. So there you go. So now he's got a backup invite just in case. Hopefully that will work. Last time I did that, the invites weren't working. I think that happened to Imola, if I am not mistaken. Right, so we've got intermediate conditions by the looks of things, judging by how hard the rain is falling. Pretty much. And it looks like we are all ready to go. 5 red lights for the final time here at Open Tier 1. And we are underway for the Brazilian Grand Prix. A great start by Potsy as they make their way up towards the first turn. ACW trying to cover off Seb as the other Mercedes of Spicer, our championship leader, trying to get through. Doesn't quite have the momentum. Plebs meanwhile in the back. Oh, hello. Spinning is Kiza in the Williams, dropping down the order a little bit there. And meanwhile, the two Alpines there, T-Mac and Eagle. 4 wide, it looked like weaving about also in the background. I think that was Kryden that was weaving about. Oh my goodness me, there's nearly 3 abreast near the back of the grid here with grid jokes. Kryden and Apollo Pepsi is making their way up towards Ferradur. Kryden down the inside as Apollo Pepsi now has Lizzie Dickel alongside him as well up towards Ferradur. Action in the midfield and towards the back as they make their way up towards now turn 9. Side by side, the 2 Alpines, 2 AlphaTauris, and the Aston Martin and the McLaren ahead as they make their way towards turn 10. Still side by side. Oh, contact! Concertina effect has happened there. I think Gridjoke's got tagged, I believe, by one of the AlphaTauris, if I am not mistaken. He definitely had contact by somebody. I'm not entirely sure who. Judging by, I can't really judge by the spray a little bit. But anyway, it looks like we got through somewhat unscathed, apart from Keyser, who just dropped down to loss for whatever happened to him at turn 3. As they make their way up towards turn 1, Spicer gets ahead of his teammate. So of course, that's for championship implication. I probably would assume, just so Spicer has the chance to win the championship. There's his rival in 6th, that's Matt Plevy, right behind Big Al as they make their way up towards turn 4. And Kryden is already up to 8th place after the first lap and a quarter. And a superb start from Zach Kryden. Gee whiz. Started from 18th on the grid. Oh, his Prezzo's gone off at turn 4. Gets back on the track. But, yeah, not very good news there for the Haas driver. Meanwhile, Kryden, though, will be looking to move through the field some more, I imagine. He's got now his teammate in front. That is Farmer Sam as Kiza gets ahead of Ludozi. Making the way up towards turn 12 through June South. Oh, big slide there I saw in the back from Matt Plevy. Nearly lost the car a bit. He's under pressure now from Farmer Sam as they make their way up towards the first corner. Will he make any sort of move? Answer is no, as Lindsay Dickel and Eagle battling away at turn 1 as well. The Alpine trying to get in front of the AlphaTauri. Oh, that's a bit of a snap, and more of a snap. Oh, dearie me, how was that not an accident? Somehow Grid Jokes and Apollo Pepsi got through. Meanwhile, Zach Warren alongside the AlphaTauri towards turn 4. Oh, that's tight. The Ferrari goes a little bit off the road, but gets back on towards turn 6. I don't know if you want to go side by side unless you're really ballsy in these conditions. As Al gets by ACW, or at least trying to ahead of him into turn 9. Up towards turn 10 they go. Al will have the inside line. He's going to get ahead. Here comes Players again. These two still side by side. The ball Pepsi has spun at the exit of turn 9. These two had a collision, if we remember from last week in Miami. Well, they're not just Miami, but they've had a little bit of some occasions of contact, or at least some sort of incident involved. But yeah, Paul Pepsi lost out at turn 9. Not exactly quite sure what happened. But yeah, he's dropped all the way down to last place, right behind Prezzo. Towards turn 1 they go. As meanwhile, the top two, being Potsy and Seb, have broken away from Spicer. Nearly 0.3 the margin separating the top two, but 1.7 set between Spicer and Seb. Players under pressure from both Aston Martins up towards turn 4. Does Farmer Seb go for it around the outside into turn 4? Goes off the road, and here comes Zach Crichton to attack him. Oh, I think Farmer Sam's got off. He has at the exit of turn 5. Oh, thank God the ghosting system kicked in. Otherwise, that would have been a very bad accident. Very, very bad incident to happen there for Farmer Sam. Kiza, meanwhile, and Zach Warren battling away at turn 9 at Perarino. The Ferrari trying to get in front. He can't quite get the move stick. Up towards turn 10. The Williams gets in front, deep on the brakes. Gets through. Very good move there by Kiza. Ryan now right behind Matt Plevy up towards the main straight they go. He's got the battery on. Here he comes. Not much that Matt Plevy can do. Crichton now moves up to 6. He's up to 6th place after the first 5 laps. The Dozy, meanwhile, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits, and he is unfortunately called it a night. And what was his debut in Race Spec, unfortunately, has come to a premature end as Crichton looking for a move on ACW here into turn 4. Not quite close enough. He has drained all the battery, has that Crichton. Look at that. Has not got a single ounce as President's crash at turn 3, and that's brought out a safety car as President. Sorry, that was Plebs. Sorry. Nearly running straight into the back of Zach Crichton. He had to slam on the brakes in order to avoid what could have been a big change in the championship for him. But it's brought out the safety car. Prezzo crashing out at turn 3, the right-hand side of turn 3. As a matter of fact. And that's Prezzo's last race of the season officially over. Now will we see anyone go into the pits for new inters? We do have one taker, that is Seb. Rain's still falling though. You can see the raindrops are still coming down. Al stays out. Grind stays out as well. Spicer's in, same with ACW. Alright, so that means Mercedes are going to have to double stack by the looks of things. Oh, I think so does Ferrari as well, because Plevs. Yes. No, actually, no. I'm sorry. I thought that was a Ferrari double stack. My bad. No, Plevs is just. Yeah, nothing not happened to Plevs. T-Mac, ACW, Grid Jokes. So ACW's lost out a couple of places to Plevs and T-Mac thanks to that double stack. Grid Jokes, Eagle, Bagus, Lindsay Dickel, Levi, Farmer Sam down to 16th place. Paul Pepsi, of course, still lingering in a lonesome 17th. Yeah, the rain's still somewhat falling here at Interlagos. Still got a bit of rain falling, but see how the rest of it goes, I guess. Will we see the change into slick conditions later into the race? Well, I guess we'll maybe find out the next 30 laps. Whether we do get some drier conditions. Yeah, so now the order, pretty much as it stands. Pace is leading the way still. Allen second, followed by Crichton in third. Kiza in fourth, followed by Zach Warren in fifth. Top five, I think, are the ones that did not stop. Yeah, they're the only ones that did not stop. Meanwhile, the runners that did stop, Seb is the leader of that group. Spicer in seventh, followed by Matt Plevy, T-Mac, and ACW, who did lost out a couple of spots during the double stack. Great Jokes is in 11th. He's got Eagle right behind him. That's Baggis, Lindsay Dickel, who has got a penalty, and well, what is he doing there? Okay, I have no idea what that was about, but anyway. Levi's in 15th, followed by Farmer Sam and Apollo Pepsi, who I think has stopped. Yeah, he has stopped. I was just trying to make sure, just because he was like so far back from the queue. Yeah, that's a very interesting group though in that top three. Potsy, Al, and Crichton. The other fast guys in here as well with Spicer, Plevy, and ACW. Grid Jokes. The others, some of the others that are quick. Well, Sebo, of course, same story. A little bit further back. Safety car will stay out for another lap. So, we'll have one more lap under the safety car before we get back under racing conditions here in Interlagos. Potsy, meanwhile, still leading the way. Paul Pepsi's gone back in for another set of intermediate tires, I've just noticed. Has he? Yeah. He's gone to another set of intermediates. Yeah, he wants the freshest intermediates as possible. Potsy just weaving about, trying to get some optimum temperature into those intermediate tires as best he possibly can. Alright, so the safety car will be coming in. There we go. There's your indication now. Safety car is in this lap. So, Potsy in the Williams will maintain the pace of the field. Weaving about, giving temperature. Don't want to leave. I don't think you want to leave a little too soon. You don't want to give Al the slipstream. Just leave a little bit before you get to the control line and then floor it. And just after the final kink, I would say, is where it would be best to go. Or just before it, as he just does. But Al did read that like a book. He's right behind the Williams as we're back into green. Up towards turn one. We go. Down the inside goes Kiza on Zach Crichton into turn one. Cannot get it through. And through goes Seb ahead of Warren on the fresh intermediate tires. He's now up into the top five. Up towards turn four they go. Side by side, Al and Potsy. Oh, I think there was a bit of contact, I believe, between the pair as they made their way up towards turn four. Side by side, Ferrari and Mercedes. That's Zach Warren and and Plebs and also Sebastian Spicer in the mix up towards turn 6. The Ferraris exchange places here as Matt Plevy gets in front. There's nearly an incident there between T-Mac and Zach Warren. A little like T-Mac, oh, sorry, not T-Mac. Zach Warren could have had a little bit of a moment there. Up towards turn 10, side-by-side action as well, towards the front as well between Kiza and also Matt Plevy. And also towards the front between Seb and Crichton up towards turn 4. Crichton, jeez, he really crisscrossed there. Trying to go down the inside of the Williams, cannot make it stick. Oh, there's a bit of a moment there for Potsy. Is a nearly 3 abreast. Crichton's boxed in, and so is Seb a little bit up towards the main straight. Can I get a better camera angle than this? I just get a back shot of this up towards turn 4. Jesus Christ, the camera angle is shocking. Meanwhile, Zach Crichton, oh, there's contact between Potsy and Crichton. Here comes Seb into turn 4. Why am I getting such bad angles? Seb gets in front into P2 as he makes his way up towards turn 4. There's still shenanigans going on as they make their way up towards turn 4. Oh, there's contact between the Williams and the Red Bull. Down the inside goes Seb. Can he make it stick? The answer is yes, as Al gets a bit of a moment as he goes down the field. That's actually a moment for Zach Warren. That's why there's yellow flags, as Seb still maintains the position. Down the inside goes Spicer as there's more incidents. That's Crichton involved. Crichton's down to 13th. He's dropped down the field. There was an incident between, I don't know who, but with Crichton, but he's down to 13th spot. He's now right behind Baggis. Actually, he's alongside Baggis, as I see now. Something happened to Crichton. I wasn't able to get what happened to him. But yeah, he's dropped down to 13th place. Farmer Sam Baggis side by side. That's the Aston Martin getting back in front. Oh, great jokes gained by Al there. Same with ACW. They're on the fresher intermediates. Al didn't pit for the fresh intermediates, as Lindsay Dickel gets through as well ahead of him. Apollo Pepsi right behind Al. Remember, Seb Spicer were one of the few that did pit for fresh inters. Same with Plebs and same with ACW. The others are not in that top 5. And again, side by side, this time between the two Aston Martins. Sam on the outside defends the position against Crichton. Down the inside goes Eagle into turn 8 on Al Caruda, and he gets through. What a send there from the Alpine. These guys are giving absolutely elbows out here in Interlagos. Fantastic stuff. Up towards turn 12, Seb still leads the way ahead of Spicer. Potsy, though, losing big time. He was one of the few that didn't pit for the new intermediate tires. He's still falling back a little bit here to make their way up towards turn 1. This is T-Mac and Kiza up towards the first corner. They're side by side. Does the Alpine get in front, try to go around the outside? He cannot do so. He'll try to get through to turn 2. But the Williams shuts the door and stays in front for now. Up towards turn 4 they go. Look at the run there from the... Oh, I was going to say look at the run from Eagle, but look at the run as well from Kiza. He was boxed in. Oh, there was contact, I think. As Lindsay Dickel and Eagle exchanging places there further back. T-Mac has to concede. Oh, but he conceded there down the inside into turn 8. Comes the Alpine on the Williams. Yet again, this time at turn 9. They're side by side, wheel to wheel, elbow to elbow. Well, pretty much giving elbows out between these guys. They're still side by side. This is great racing between the two blue cars, and the French blue car of T-Mac gets in front. Very good racing by both of them. That was very good job by both drivers. No, that's just very respectful racing right there. That's very nice to see, I will admit. Up towards the first turn they go. He has a slipstream, shoots to the right-hand side, trying to get by Potsy. Potsy defends hard. Oh, that's a squeeze from the other Williams. Potsy, though, trying to defend very hard. down towards turn 3. Here comes Kiza, the other Williams. Oh, he's boxed in there. But the Alpine was very boxed in. Same with the McLaren of Grid Jokes. He's boxed in by the 2 Williams. It's a Williams wall up towards turn 4. Oh my goodness me. What trauma have we got here in this midfield so far? Here comes T-Mac again, trying to go down the inside. He can't get his nose in. Oh, here comes also Lindsay Dickel down the inside into turn 8. He can't get through. There's a bump there from Eagle and ACW. There's Yellow Flags also behind. That's Baggers going off at turn 8. Meanwhile, there again, T-Mac and Kiza battling away at turns 10 and 11, still side by side. Oh, he goes a bit off the curve there. This time, though, T-Mac gets in front. Oh, but he goes off the road just a little bit. Off to the curve there on the outside. Oh, wow. That is some hard racing. Kiza down the inside. Here comes Grid Jokes. They're side by side, nearly 3 wide into turn 1. And I get another rubbish angle. Grid Jokes around the outside goes the McLaren into turns 2 and 3. He gets the pair of them. What a move there from Grid Jokes. Nicely done there by the McLaren. He moves up into 4th. Kiza, can he fight back? No, he can't. He's not close enough. Apollo Pepsi, meanwhile, battling his teammate as the Eagles now side by side with Lindsay Dickel. Crying, meanwhile, side by side with Al Karudin as they make their way up towards turn 6 and 7 they go. Oh, that's a slide there from T-Mac. Yeah, this midfield battle has just been outstanding so far. Just absolutely great racing. Alright, up towards the main straight we go. Yet again, slipstream from the Alpine, right behind the Williams. Another lap of this battle. And ahead as well, there's also another battle brewing as well. That's Potsy and Grid Jokes towards turn 1. Potsy defends. Meanwhile, though, with this little battle here, Kiza gets overtaken by T-Mac. He's up into 5th position. As I think there was a penalty there for somebody. I think that might have been Lizzie Dickel. I'm not entirely sure. Up towards turn 4, that's Potsy still staying ahead. Oh. Kiza, I think, staying ahead. Oh, hey, no. Hang on. No, that's these two still battling away again. I was just trying to make sure what I was saying. But yeah, that's T-Mac and Kiza still battling away. Oh, there's a rear end slide. Rear end lockup there from the Alpine. Make their way through turn 9. Up towards turn 10. Contact again. That was just incidental though. Just lost the back end just slightly. OCW doing the same thing. Same to Kiza. And through goes the Alpine again. As Al Karuna gets by Eagle there at, I probably went to that was at turn 10 as well. Out in front though, meanwhile, Seb lead by 2 seconds. 2.2 exactly to Sebastian Spicer. Up towards now the main straight. This battle has been absolute. Here comes ACW like a rocket ship. To the outside, he gets through. Wow. He gets through and up into 5th. This Levi gets a penalty, 5 seconds for speeding. I think that was Forrest Sand that got the penalty early. That was what I was questioning. Kiza getting through. Here comes also Apollo Pepsi. Not quite close enough to attack it to turn 4. Yep, and he goes a bit off the road. There's T-Mac. Apollo Pepsi slithers on by. Meanwhile, a little further back, it's Cryan and Lindsay Dickel side by side through turn 6 and 7 around Ferradura. Oh, the Alpine! Oh, AlphaTauri! Sorry, wrong car. AlphaTauri sending it big time. I'm crying. Here comes Al to the inside into turn 9. Jeez, that was a send and a half there from Lindsay. What was that sort of send? What were you going to make out of that, really? Yeah, a bit of a silly send, if I'm totally honest. Grid Jokes Meanwhile, battling still away with Potsy as Kiza goes into the pits. Alright, so he's going to go into another set of a set of intermediates. He was one of the drivers that didn't pit, of course. He has now he will pursue for a new set of intermediates. As Potsy, meanwhile, defending very hard on grid jokes. That's just to give you the indication of the tire life. Side by side here, Crichton and Al battling away at turn 5. Crichton around the outside he comes into turn 6 and 7. They're wheel to wheel up towards turn 8 they go. Crichton trying to defend hard. Al though has the inside line that now converts to the outside line. And this time the Aston Martin plants the car ahead of the Alfa Romeo up into 8th place. A little bit of a squirrely exit there. Of course, Crichton was one of the drivers that didn't pit during the safety car for new intermediate tires. Same story with Al, of course, as well in 9th position. Potsy goes in for his first pit stop, so he'll go on to his set of intermediate tires. Meanwhile, towards turn 1, no sudden movements just quite yet. It's just a bit of a four-car train. Grind lean that train along with Al and Lindsay and Eagle. Up towards turn 4 they go. See how Wells faring up towards the front. ACW, meanwhile, battling with Apollo Pepsi. Apollo Pepsi trying to close in on the Mercedes. Through 7 up towards 8. Oh! Very deep there from Apollo Pepsi into turn 8. Yeah, some of these guys are going to have to pit very soon, the ones that didn't pit under the safety car. Unless they want to go for the no stop, which there's something you can do, but I don't know if I would really recommend it. As I say that, Crichton goes into the pits. Sal stays out for another lap. So Crichton will go into a new set of inters. Yeah, it's now sort of calmed down. Well, actually, I'd say that. Again, Lindsay and Eagle battling away. And that's Eagle getting front. Oh, Matt Plevy trying to get through. Can't really do so there to turn 3. As it stands right now, if the race were to end like this, Spicer obviously would win the championship. Oh! I don't think I've ever seen a drift through Ferradura in my life. That's a first. A little bit of a Tokyo drift through turn 6 and 7 of Interlagos. Alright, into turn 10 they go. Left still right on the back of the Alpha Tauri. Again, another squirrely exit from Lindsay. Left looks like he has the better run. Does get a bit sideways, but doesn't necessarily compromise him. Well, Will, though, is defending the Alpha Tauri, but I don't think he'll defend for much longer. And there you go. Oh, actually, no, he decides to send it. Deary me. Into turn 1. Zach Warren gets a 5-second penalty for speeding. They're still wheel to wheel up towards turn 3. This time, though, I think Plebs should get it. There you go. Yeah, Plebs has got that position now. Unless the AlphaTauri decides to send it again. Nah, he's not close enough. Can't really do much. Oh, that's really hard defending! Oh, dearie me! Reset the track as well from Lindsay. What on earth was that defending from Plebs? Yeah, that was very. Yeah, I mean, would hard be the right turn for it? It didn't look like he gave him much room, if I'm totally fair. Meanwhile, Kiza, oh, that's sideways. Oh, the AlphaTauri going sideways more. Great Jokes hits a 5-second penalty for speed. A lot of 5-second penalties for speeding in the pits. 4 other cars have gone into the pits. Seen Spice for another pit stop. Paul Pepsi as well. Al has got it for his first stop. Yep, new intermediate tires on the go. I'll keep this up actually just for the tire life. Lindsay's on 15 lap old intermediate tires. Top 5 are on 15 lap old intermediates. Kiza gets in front of Farmer Sam at turn 4. There's your penalties. Yeah, look at that. 4 5-second penalties on the board. Meanwhile, further back, that's Grid Jokes and Apollo Pepsi battling away. Potsy, meanwhile, game through. Jeez, I'm trying to figure out who to really look at. Oh, that's a... What on earth? Okay, well, Grid Jokes just literally had some sort of telekinesis there. As Potsy and Plebs are side by side. Hey, up towards turn 12. Oh my goodness, Potsy really had a rear end snap. Through he goes. Through they go, I should say. That's Spicer and Plebs. Now the championship protagonists are close to one another, but I don't think Plebs has got an answer for Spicer here. He has to concede. Eagle, what's going on here? Oh, he's in the pits. Oh yeah, that's right. I forget there's a little thing where if you have the penalties up, it doesn't show you. Oh my goodness me! That was Lindsay and Crichton battling away. They had some contact. Apollo Pepsi was nearly an innocent bystander in that. Came on 4th of the action there. Up towards turn 5, up towards turn 6. 2 AlphaTauris again side by side. Pepsi though, trying to go around the outside. Oh, I was gonna say trying to go around the outside. Doesn't get the move done. Through turn 9. What's going to happen here between these 2 AlphaTauris? Oh, that's a send! Still can't get it done, as Al now draws alongside the other AlphaTauri. Up towards... What the... Okay. What's up with my onboard camera there? Jeez. Goodness me. I don't think Apollo Pepsi's teammate is doing him any favors. At all. Kiza now moves in front. Grid Jokes moving in front of Farmer Sam. Nearly 3 abreast towards turn 1. Lindsay really defending hard on those old tires. He really is defending hard, isn't he? Alright, towards the back straight. Oh, this is going to get very hairy, isn't it? Towards turn 4. Oh, that's contact. Parks the car there. He really is just being a roadblock. There's more contact. I heard the thuds. Al goes through around the outside. He's on the more grippier tires. Pepsi now trying to go around the outside of his teammate. And through goes as well. That's also T-Mac. Yeah, Lindsay really wasn't doing those drivers any favors, especially his teammate. Of all the people to do it against. Alright, well now Grid Jokes is on the back of Plebs, and yeah, he's got nothing for that. Yep, gets through into 5th ahead of Plebs. Plebs can't really do much of anything there. Through turn 3, up towards turn 4 they go. ACW trying to hunt down Farmer Sam. Crichton, meanwhile, not far away from the battle. But meanwhile, out in front, even though I haven't mentioned him too much, but Seb's still leading the way. He's got a 4.5 second lead. He has been doing quite a stellar job right now in these conditions. I have a feeling it looks like it might be staying this way the entire race. It hasn't really let up to go into, let's say, slick tires. ACW right behind Farmer Sam, and there's Crying right on the back of ACW. Down the main straightaway towards the first corner. ACW with a bullet of a black car has got through. I have bullet of a black car. I don't know why it said it like that. Bullet of a black car. I could have just said bullet, really. Kind of botched it. Lindsay Dickel, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits. He's now finally into the pit lane. And now it's round, well, whatever it is now between these two. Yeah, between Plebs and ACW. There's Crying trying to go down the inside of his teammate. He's trying to get through. He's got the grippier tires. Oh, and of course it has a rear end slide. That's typical Zach Crying right there. Trying to get through here to turn 9. G-Force Crying, trying to get the move done. He will do so. There you go. He's up into 8th. Just like that. Now how will ACW do against Plebs as Lindsay Dickel gets a penalty for multiple warnings. He's right now down in 17th place. 19.6 seconds behind the next car. Here comes the bullet. ACW. You know, if it was the silver car, I would have called it the silver bullet. You know, it's not silver, it's black. But we will get silver, obviously, in the next game. Turn 8 says this is Gridjokes and Kiza battling away. Gridjokes has the fresher tires compared to Kiza. Should have the better pace, I imagine, compared to the Williams. Up towards Jun Sao. And onto the main straights. Kiza did not have a good run there out of Jun Sao. Gridjokes saw that and he wants to take the opportunity. He's got the slipstream. I don't know if he has enough straight line speed to do it. He's close, but just not close enough. I think Kiza too might have deflated some battery in the process or something. There goes ACW to sail away a little bit. Crying also has gone by Plebs, I've just noticed, as well. Yeah, Plebs can't really do too much. He's on 21 lap old intermediates. He has the oldest tires out of the bunch so far. Up towards turns 6 and 7 of Firadura. Down to 8. Yeah, rain's still falling. It hasn't lit up, lightened up, I should say. Up towards now, turn 10. Oh, down the inside goes Al. Huh. He really sent it big time on Farmer Sam, didn't he? Up towards now the main straightaway. Gridjokes and Kiza battling away at turn 1. Gridjokes, not quite able to get the move done there. It's a turn 1. Kiza still holds firm. In fairness though, Gridjokes does have a penalty, so he will be hurt by that. Al gets through up on Plebs at turn 4. So now Plebs has got Farmer Sam to deal with. So Sam's on fairly old tires, but not as old. Not as old compared to Plebs. He's looking down the inside, not quite close enough to do anything there. Meanwhile, though, further back, that's Apollo Pepsi now alongside Farmer Sam. He's got fresher tires. That should at least help him out. Same story for T-Mac right behind. Around the outside they go. Ooh, it's Plebs has a moment. Through turn 11 they go as well. And yeah, they sort themselves out. Just for at least a little bit. Pepsi right on the back, though, of Plebs up towards the main straight they go. Ooh, just giving him a little bit of an inch. Plebs, though, trying to hang on. Pepsi even using some battery. Can't necessarily get him there. Now he gets him in turn 1. I was going to say it doesn't quite get him in the main straight. Plebs seems like he's got more straight line speed compared to Apollo Pepsi. Now we got T-Mac on the back of Plebs. Up towards turn 4. He'll send it in down the inside. Plebs really cannot do anything on those tires. He just doesn't have the grip. Out in front though, meanwhile, Seb leading the way on a 6.8 second gap between himself and Seb Spicer. Farmer Sam Plebs now battling away again. Okay. Farmer Sam gets in front, back into 11th position. So must have made a slight error somewhere. Oh, his team. Oh, that's the Eagle, sorry. Going down the inside. Plebs. Oh dear. Cryan's out. Cryan is out at turn 13. That's brought out a safety car. We've got our second safety car. He's crashed where Paul di Resta crashed in 2012 Brazilian Grand Prix. Right about that corner. As Pozzi gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Well, that's his race win opportunity potentially officially gone now. Potentially could have been a race win. Now it's not anymore. It's officially done for him. What has happened to Cryan though? Why? How did he crash there? Did he lose it? I don't think he was with anybody, as far as I know. Drivers that coming into the pits though for new intermediate tires. And T-Mac's got new tires on him. Eagle's got new tires. Sam's got new tires. Plebs finally now has new tires. After being on those tires for over 20 odd laps. Lindsay serving a 5-second penalty that he got for speeding. Zach Warren coming out. Who's got 5-second penalties? Gridjux has a 5-second penalty. In fairness to him, I think he could serve that now. He'll lose the position in ACW if ACW decides not to pit. But best he could. Oh well, Potsy's now shot himself in the foot even more with a 5-second penalty. Yeah, I would say the worst he would have is just losing a spot to ACW, but that's about it, I think. We'll see. Al's about to approach the main straight now. Gridjux is approaching his grid box. There you go, 5-second penalty now being served. Potsy going in for, or sorry, that was Kiza in for intermediates. That's Potsy coming out to the pits. Spicer's come out on new enters, same with Seb, who still maintains the race lead. Paul Pepsi though staying out. He's now in 5th place on 5 lap old intermediate tires. He was last at one point of the race. He's now up to the top 5. But yeah. But yeah, mathematically though, In order for Plebs to win this championship, he would need a miracle right now. Spicer would need to basically be out of the points, and Plebs needs to get up to about second, at least, in order for him to win the championship. But as I also mentioned, Dada, who was also, well, he could have been if he had more wins than Spicer, but he doesn't necessarily. I don't think he's even with him in terms of wins, but he was 31 points behind. And plus, he's not even in the race as well, something I didn't really mention before. So yeah, he would have been out anyways. But something tells me we're going to have some chaos here in this final few laps. But still, I find it very interesting how Cryan just lost it at turn 13 at the Paul di Resta corner. And arguably, I probably would say that 2012 Brazilian Grand Prix was probably one of the best Brazilian Grand Prix ever. There was a championship fight between Alonso and Vettel. Vettel came back through the field to get points after his collision with Bruno Senna at turn 4. And then we also had mixed conditions. Also at one point we had Nico Hulkenberg leading that race in the Force India. But then an unfortunate incident between himself and Lewis happened at turn 1 when he slid into the side of his car. Right, there we go. So we'll have about 3 laps to go by the time we'll get back under green flag conditions. Curious to know how that will pan out. Okay, good to know that my headset's still somewhat working. Sorry. Just because earlier I remember I was dying earlier. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't make sure like I wasn't disconnected or anything. Or not disconnected, but the headset did die. Alright, safety car in this lap. Seb leads the way ahead of Seb Spicer. And we'll get back under green flag conditions. We will have 3 laps to go here into Lagos. Potsy, of course, will have to serve a drive-through penalty as they're back under green. He's alongside Spicer into the main straightaway. Towards turn 1 we go. Potsy looking to the inside, it looks like, into the first corner. T-Mac and Kiza battling away as well towards the midfield. Spicer, though, stays in front. Oh, there's contact between Potsy and Spicer as they make their way down the back straightaway towards Descida de Lago. Potsy looking for a move towards the inside. He gets in front of Spicer. He does not care. He'll get back in front now ahead of Spicer. But like I said, he'll have to serve that penalty soon as ACW and T-Mac are battling away at towards 26. There's a bit of a slide from ACW. Through goes T-Mac, and here comes Grid Jokes down the inside of turn 8. He cannot get it done. Not just quite yet into turn 9. ACW stays in front for now. Side-by-side action here, I see. Apollo FC and Kiza towards turn 12 and Jun Sao. Side-by-side, there was a bit of contact. Nothing major. They make their way up the main straightaway towards the first corner. Two more laps to go this race. Seb sets the fastest lap of the race. Up towards the first corner. Oh, he's just hooking around the outside. Cannot get it done. Going for the switchback. Does the Williams trying to go for a switchback, I should say. Not quite close enough. Leaving about a little further back as meanwhile they get through turn 4. Relatively fine. Does the rest of the field. But meanwhile towards the front, Seb and Potsy battling away. Like I said, Potsy does have to serve that drive-through penalty very soon. Kiza, oh, there's yellow flags. I think that's for Lindsay Dickel. Probably having a moment. Side-by-side action between Apollo Pepsi and Kiza. Kiza gets in front. T-Mac trying to battle away here into turn 10. He can't do anything there. He shuts the door. Grid Jokes and ACW battling away through Magulio. ACW gets in front for now. Stays in front of the McLaren. As we now head on to the last lap of the race. Potsy, well, he's going to get disqualified here. And does so. Oh dear, that's not great. Oh, that's just really ruined the last lap battle. That's just ruined it, really. That really could, there could have been a closer battle right there between Spicer and Al. Ah, that's just silly. Stays out and kind of ruins the last lap battle. Plev's going down the order. There's yellow flags at turn 3. That obviously is for Potsy's car. Yeah, thank goodness though, Seb or Al didn't run into the back of it, Williams. Meanwhile, they make their way through turn 10, up towards the front though. Seb though has had a commanding drive so far in this race. He's going to take the flag first, but it's all about this man in P2. It's going to be the other Seb. Sebastian Spicer is going to claim P2. Seb wins the race, but Spicer claims the Pacific Open Tier 1 Championship. He is your driver's champion. Congratulations to Seb Spicer. Al finishes in 3rd. Kiza finishing 4th along with the Apollo Pepsi. T-Mac ahead of ACW by 68 thousandths of a second. I believe that. No, he was alongside Paul Pepsi by 68,000, I should say. ACW, then Grid Jokes, and we'll go through the rest of the order once we get that done. But it is Spicer that is your driver's champion for Pacific Open Tier 1. Congratulations once again to him. Kiza gets driver of the day. But yeah, a victory for Seb. I think that would be what? Victory number 2 for him? Or 3? 3. Yeah, his last win came at Imola. Spicer did all he needed to do and he got the driver's championship. Didn't need to do anything silly. Just needed to get to the finish. Al finishing in 3rd. But I'm pretty certain though, Spicer and Al would not be totally happy with what Potsy was doing. Being not only a brief distraction, but also the fact that when his car disqualified him, or the game disqualified him, he was parked on the inside apex of turn 1. But there you go, Seb is your victor. Seb Spicer gets P2, but also gets the driver's championship. Al finishes in 3rd, followed by Kiza, Apollo Pepsi, T-Mac, ACW, Grid Jokes, Eagle, Zach Warren, Matt Plevy, Farmer Sam, Bagus, Lindsay Dickel, and Levi. Outside of that, G-Force Crichton, Prezzo, Lidozzi, and Potsy, who disqualified himself for failing to serve the drive-through penalty on the penultimate lap. And that, my friends, is the conclusion of Season 10 for Race Spec Esports, in the weekend side of things at least, for the Pacific side. But was great action overall, I will say that. I had a lot of fun actually commentating that race, even though I'm commentating such ridiculous hours, but some of the racing I've watched is very good fun. So big props to a lot of the drivers that provide a lot of that action. But I think with that, it's gonna be time to wrap it all up and conclude the season here on the stream. Still got a bit more racing to come with obviously the America side, then more of the Pacific side and everything. But for the weekend, the Pacific Open side, it's officially over. But yeah, congratulations once again to our champion, Sebastian Spicer, claiming the Drivers' Championship here for Open Tier 1. I'm sure he'd be a very happy man about that for sure. But I think with that, it's time to wrap it all up. And thank you very much for tuning in, of course, throughout the entirety of the season. No matter who you are, where you've been, and etc. Even though I was supposed to be here in the bouts, just substituting in case of the others, but hey, kind of felt in more of the full-time role towards the end. But I'm very happy to have done this. It actually was very good watch. And until then, I have been K1997. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you whenever for this bit. But tune in for the rest of this next couple days for Pacific Series and America Series. Take care, and have a good night.